So today I did about 40 minutes of exercise. I did about 15 minutes of a type of cardio, so about 45 minutes actually. 15 minutes of a type of cardio, and then I did 15 minutes of stretching, and then I did 15 minutes of a lower type of cardio, which is Pilates, and I did stairs for a significant amount of time today. And I just feel again that it needs to be noted that you do need to be moving your body. I am overcoming a cold and I'm working on helping my body. One thing that I've found particularly challenging is just to stay off of devices, mostly because I am building this channel and I'm either on my phone or I'm on my laptop to work on this channel. But one thing that I will be doing is scaling back. And I just feel like there are so many people that are spending way too much time on your screens, absorbing information that either isn't true or absorbing endless entertainment that isn't really doing anything for you at all. In my last video, I did talk about movement, right? And how important it is to move, but I was really not getting very into depth about why we should be moving. I just see the current state of where most people are in life, and you guys are just like stagnant. And it's really concerning. I see dementia. I see a lot of people with heart problems, diseases that are chronic that can be either reversed or can be prevented. And I just really want to get into why we should be physically active. And this particular video is going to be on your brain, like why it's really important for your brain. And of course, it does have the physiological aspects. It's not just your brain, it's the ligaments, it's the fascia, all of these terms that you may or may not know. You can look them up. But I just really want to talk about the impact that exercise has on the brain. And you can look these up. If you don't want to watch me, you can research it yourself, but be very careful with what you see online because not everything that is online is true. I do have a background in the scientific field, in the sciences, in biology, chemistry, and in physics. So I just want to really make this point here for you all this afternoon. So be physically active. I have my notes here. We're reducing the risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. And you may also want to lose weight, lower your blood pressure, or prevent depression, all of these things. So if you're exercising, you may very well help with your anxiety, with your depression. I see that long walks for a lot of people tend to help get them out of their head and more into their body, just in terms of relaxing. I do have a note about that later on in the video. I want to talk about regarding the brain now. Regarding the brain, we have reducing brain fog, protecting memory, and also protecting the thinking skills of the brain. So the only way that you're going to be getting these benefits, though, perhaps not the only way, but the best way, is to really make sure that you're moving in a way that you're breaking a sweat. I see a lot of people kind of not fake it, but they're not getting a very deep workout where they're doing something that's moderate to intense. Now, of course, don't do something that's too hard. You need to work up to working out, right? If you don't work out at all, please don't try to work out for an hour and a half every single day. That's way too much. It's very stressful on the body. You need to be working up to your timelines here. If you're starting out, maybe you work out for 15 to 20 minutes, or perhaps even lower, maybe you work out for 10, 15 minutes, and then you start working up more, and from beginners to moderate, from moderate to intense, of course. So if possible, try to exercise outside and look at nature, as this is known to calm the mind. Exercise indoors may be safer, however, depending on your circumstances. So just take that into note and always be aware of your surroundings. When you exercise, you increase the blood flow to the brain, and you may also increase the feel-good chemicals. These are called endorphins. Neuroplasticity is also promoted to help with clearer thinking. So neuroplasticity is the ability for the body, not for the body, rather, for the brain to have new neural pathways and new neural connections. That's the concept of what neuroplasticity is, and it's a relatively new research. We've only been researching the brain roughly 100 to 150 years in comparison to the physiology of the body, which we've been practicing studying for about thousands of years. When you're exercising, you're also improving your cognitive function. So I want to continue to move on here and just note that it might take around 6 months for you to see changes. Now, you will start noticing change in cognitive benefits, but you may notice the physical benefits first. So the physiology of the body, right? You'll notice the physical aspects first before you start to feel the positive impacts on the brain. So I have notes here. Exercise may help in the following areas. It's increased protection in the hippocampus. So exercise may grow the hippocampus, which is important for memory and learning. It reduces inflammation. Exercise helps reduce inflammation in the brain. And then there is enhanced processing speed. This may make it easier to think and react. There is improved executive function, which is specifically in the realms of planning, decision making, and problem solving. And then we have increased B, D, and F. Exercise increases B, D, and F, which is a protein that supports the growth and survival of new brain cells supporting neurogenesis. There is enhanced mood and reduced anxiety and depression. We have serotonin and endorphins. These are both released during physical exercise, and they may improve mood. We have here improved memory and thinking. So when you exercise, blood flow is improved to the brain, and again, the BDNF is released. There is a reduced risk of cognitive decline, so it may protect there's possible protection against dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. There are also brain structure and function changes. Exercise can increase the thickness of the cerebral cortex and improve white matter integrity, which promotes neuroplasticity, again, the forming of new pathways and connections. Exercising every day has numerous health benefits. There is the reduced risk of chronic diseases, as I mentioned earlier. There is improved cardiovascular health, muscle strength, bone density, and overall mental well-being.